Hi everyone, I'm back again with telling you how good it is and how much you're going to love living the life of Lance. All right, first thing I'm going to go over with you, this is the outside of the Lance. Okay, we bought a 2375 2020 model. We bought it, I believe on like the last day of October. Mammoth Ski Area opened up in, I believe the 9th, around the 9th. So we didn't actually stay in it until the 9th. You're going to see that it was about 6 to 7 weeks being in and out of the Lance that you're going to see that we experienced what we experienced. I'm going to go over the layout with you. We have the couch. The couch is where you're going to see water underneath the couch. That is going to be where it's at, and it sits right here. Maybe we should have gotten the one with the 2 chairs. You might not have as much moisture, but that's not true because moisture is everywhere. It's all up against the sides. It's everywhere. Now, this is where I'm going to tell you, this is the bathroom. This seat, this toilet seat, still has the wrapping on it. We never used the water system. Remember this, because Lance sent me the owner's manual and saying that condensation is expected, and the owner's manual. Meanwhile, they have 3 pages of owner's manual, how to combat mold. Okay, 3 pages in the owner's manual. All right, so it's a given. If you buy it, it's going to get moldy. It's going to get water in it because they have 3 pages in there. I didn't check to see what else has 3 pages dedicated to it, but moisture condensation has 3 pages dedicated to it. I'm going to tell you what we experienced. See these hanging closets right here? If you have any clothes that are hanging up close to the sides, they're going to get mold. See this bed right here? If it's close to the wall, it doesn't even have to be close to the wall. It can be pulled 6 inches back because we did pull it back 6 inches. And every night before we went to bed, we wiped it down with towels. Next morning, you're going to see how much moisture was there. Every night we would wipe it down. All right. Here's a TV. There's not really, you don't get a TV. We did not get a TV right here. So even though it shows you a TV, you have to buy that yourself. No matter, even it doesn't matter if you paid, close to $50,000 for it. You don't get this TV. You did get a TV right here, but you don't get this one. All right. Shower was never used. Sink was never used. The water system was never used. It still has the winterizing water system in it. Okay. But you will get mold on here. Unless you pull it back a few feet, then you can't get by. When you're going to see the door that was frozen, it's going to be this door. Okay. This door right here froze up. All right. When I talk about moisture, where the dog bed was, it's underneath here because this is a great spot. We thought it was wonderful because we could put our dog's dog bed underneath there. She could feel like she's in a dog house. And when we went up there, she kind of liked the fact that we were there. Okay. I think that's about all I can go over with you. Oh, yeah, no, right here. There's a hanging closet underneath here. You're going to see a picture of a bathrobe. We had it hanging in that closet. It had mold on it. There's moisture in there and it got moldy. We went to go use it. It was moldy. So there is a hanging closet underneath here. There is where it's at. And don't be worried, guys. You can have moisture back here, but that's not going to stop you from having moisture underneath your couch. It's going to happen in both places. And mind you, we had water in jugs because we used the bathroom and the showers of the RV resorts we were staying at the different ski areas. So no water. They have 3 pages of how to combat mold and lower condensation. The only thing that went on in here was we breathed. Our dog breathed. We drank water out of a jug. That's the only moisture that came into it. Okay? Just want to make sure you're aware of that. There you're going to see the different emails that went back and forth. This is with Paris RV. There's 3 companies, Paris RV, Lance Corporation, and Rev Group. How they are in order, Rev Group owns Lance. Paris RV sells Lances. Here's Paris RV. #1 dealer volume in Utah. I'm going to tell you right now, don't count them on service. Okay, I got some emails here you're going to get a chuckle out of. I know I'm probably going to get more angry, and I'm probably going to have to do this recording like 5 times because as you go down, you're not going to believe the pictures that are here. You just are not going to believe it. Okay, and I was told by these guys Oh, well, it's not our problem anymore. You have to contact the manufacturer. You signed something saying you have to contact the manufacturer. But reality is the manufacturer said it's in the owner's manual that you're going to get condensation if you stay in it longer than they just said prolonged. Now, I don't know how long prolonged is because we only stayed in it for 6 weeks before we started noticing mold. So prolonged must be after, don't stay in it longer than a weekend. Okay. They said it was in the owner's manual, and I should have checked the owner's manual before I bought it. In my opinion, Paris RV knew exactly what I was getting it for because they knew we were going to use it for the ski season and live in it in the ski season. So they knew, and they sold it to us anyway. So they either didn't read the owner's manual, or RevCorp and Lance didn't say, before you sell this, read the owner's manual so you can accompany your customers the way they should be. No. When I call him back, you're going to see the emails he sent me. It's pretty funny. Sad. Sad and funny. I try to remain humorous about things. They are located in Salt Lake City. They have 2 locations. Okay. Here's some more emails that I went over. As you can see, I go through quite a bit of them. Now, next one is Lance Corp. Right down here, you're going to see Jack Cole is the new president of Lance Corp. He'll go out and do videos. And you can see a lot of videos on how to use your Lance. But I'm wondering, and if any one of the videos does he happen to mention, read your manual before you buy it. It's a good evening or 2 read. It's 138 pages. But make sure you read it so you know everything that's going on with it and how you should use it and what it should be used for. No, all they do is like, oh, it's a great manufactured, so well manufactured. Check it out. Look at the pretty things on the inside. Those pretty things aren't too pretty when you have condensation. Maybe in one of your little videos here, you should tell them about reading the owner's manual before you buy it. Just a thought there. This is their beautiful building. I wonder if they have mold in their building here, because I have it in my Lance. And here you can see we went back and forth with RevCorp. You can see here with RevCorp, RevCorp really doesn't get back to you. Okay? They don't get back to you. They have a little form that you can fill out, and you fill it out, you put your email in there, and then they send you a letter saying they got your email, somebody will be in contact with you. Nah, once Lance contacted me. I've called RevCorp and talked to different people there. No one's returned my call. Why? Because I want to return the RV. That doesn't work. So they won't get, they ignore you. They think, well, if we ignore them long enough, they're going to go away. Okay. Now this would be the scary part. Okay. If you had a Lance, because RevCorp almost makes ambulances too, and they make other equipment too. So I'm just going to go by what I've experienced with Lance. Heaven forbid you find out that you have a lot of mold in an RV that you paid $50,000 for. You find out it has mold, right? And you all know what's going on right now, right? It's got water in it. You faint, right? An ambulance comes to pick you up and you realize it was made by RevCorp. When you see the screws and all that are rusting to mine, you're going to be worried you're even going to make it to the hospital because the ambulance was made by RevCorp. I'm just going by what I've experienced with the Lance. So who can only imagine what the other ones are like? Because you're going to see in emails, condensation is expected. It's not a default. Wait till you guys see this condensation that you're going to be seeing. And remember, we only breathed in it. That's all we did, was breathe. Okay? Here's some more. You can see the emails going back and forth with Brett Paris. This is kind of interesting. I went online, found out you could take a factory tour. I'd love to take a factory tour and find out who was the engineer who thought it was a great idea to use screws that rust, because in the email I got back from Mike Williams says condensation is expected. So if the condensation is expected, why did you put screws in that rust? Okay? Why didn't you just put a dehumidifier? You put an AC unit, you put a heater in, why not put a dehumidifier in it? That would have solved all your problems. No, you know what they tell you to do? You're going to see it in the emails. It's really funny. But wouldn't it be great to take a factory tour? I know what this factory tour is probably going to show you putting up a wall, show you putting in the AC unit, show you putting in the heater element so that, you know, it can be heated in the wintertime. But reality is, all they needed was to do was put a dehumidifier in it. But I was told by Brett Paris that he doesn't know of a single RV or trailer that has a dehumidifier in it. But you're going to see in my emails, that's what Lance told me to do. After I spend $50,000, go ahead, buy yourself a dehumidifier. You know what I did? I went and bought a dehumidifier. It didn't work. Still had moisture. This is what I'm talking about. Look at these screws. Look at that. They're rusted. I mean, you can hear the humor in my voice because I'm like, who in the heck would put screws and bolts that are rusting? Okay, these two right here, they are in the outdoor compartment. Now, obviously, when you put something in the outdoor compartment, whether you use it in the wintertime or not, it may get a little moisture. It's not like you're going to put like a lot of moisture in there. No, you're not. But you know, we put straps in here. Okay, we barely use them because we didn't have a lot of stuff. But could you imagine like if you were out at your boat and you had tubes and you broke down the tubes and then you put them in this thing right here, all right, or their life jackets, you put them in here, okay, and they might still just be a little damp. Look what's going to happen. You're going to get screws that are rusted. And these rusted, and we left it to dry. We haven't been able to stay in it since February because the mold got so bad. I couldn't stay in it. And you know what happened after that. I'm like, no, there's no way I'm going to mix the two. No way whatsoever. Here, this is in the bathroom. So you're going to take a shower. There's going to be moisture that's going to accumulate in there. Remember, we did not take a shower. All this moisture you see up here, from breathing. Okay? Look what happened. This is in January. We bought it in the end of October. And look at that. It's already rusting. Who designed that? Here's one of our first emails. This is the one I sent off to Scott. Okay, I was told when I called Paris. Well, we're going to give you Scott's email. You're going to find Passing the Buck is pretty prominent between Rev Group, Paris, and Lance RV. They kind of pass the buck around. I think they try and pass it around. It's like that shell game, you know. You pass it around, see who's going to be the one who takes it. And maybe then you'll get bored of the shell game and you'll go away if they ignore you long enough. Right? So here it is, Scott. Okay, received your email. I've been out of the office for a few days. Look forward to the information. Our service department will be in touch. So he's going to forward it off to the service department. Here's what I told him about. And remember, look, this is January 2nd. I sent an email off. Okay, remember, we bought it at the end of October. January 2nd, I sent an email saying we got mold in the bed. All right? And warping under the bed. Here you can see. Here's the warping. Okay? We didn't actually start living in it until the 9th of November. We had to go down to lower altitude every weekend. So we would stay in it for 5 days, go away, and come back. All right? Here's the mold that's happening. And get this. I'm sending this to him January 2nd. So this is how much has accumulated since that point. There was enough moisture where the laminate is already bubbling up. Now I'm going to read you. This is their Four Seasons. This is the reason we bought it, because we wanted to ski in it in the wintertime. And there is a really funny email coming up that you're going to laugh at, okay? Because it's a Four Seasons, all right? Utilize your travel trailer all year long, remaining comfortable in extreme heat and cold temperatures. With the Lance Four Seasons certified option. Now, I wonder who certified it, right? I sure as heck wouldn't certify it as winter. This includes, along with standard dual pane windows and advanced duct heating, water heating, bypass, winterizing valve, insulated hatch covers. Well, the hatch covers in the door couldn't shut because one was rusted and one was frozen, and heated holding panels. Maybe they should add to this list dehumidifier. Might be good, but isn't that just a beautiful picture? It makes you like think, oh wow, I'm spending more money on any other trailer that's manufactured, and it's certified Four Seasons, so I should be safe. When we got this, I was so excited that I could get this camper, you would not believe. These are the pictures. Here's Mike Williams. Okay, he's who Scott sent me on to. It was a pleasure speaking with you today. Please forward the pictures to me. Notice the date up here, January 8th. Yeah, it was a pleasure speaking with you because I already know what I'm going to tell you, and it's going to be a waste of your time because I'm going to find a reason why there's no way we're taking it back, because we just build them and send them out, and then we send them to the dealerships, and then the dealerships tell us to go back to us, and we play the shell game. Get ready for a shell game, ma'am, because that's my pleasure in speaking with you. These are all the pictures I sent them of different areas that got moldy. Okay, now look again. I copied Mike, Scott, and Diana on this. The reason I copied Diana on it because she's the one that does the surveys, which we'll have an email on that. We'll have a slide with the surveys on it there. She tells me she's going to send it off to her supervisor, which happens to be Mike, which happens to be the person I sent these pictures to on the 8th. So I didn't hear back from him, so I filled out their survey. So on the 16th, she gets in touch with me and says, Mike doesn't have them. He's waiting for you to send the pictures. Guys, you saw I sent the pictures on the 8th. So on the 16th, he's coming back around saying, oh, I haven't received them yet. In reality is, I think I was just going to ignore you and wait till you went away. I didn't go away. I filled out their survey on the 16th. So then they looked at them again. Same pictures. Okay, now I get in touch with Brett. Okay, Brett Paris. Okay, he owns Paris RV. Here, what I'm getting told, keep in mind, I've never camped in the wintertime. I don't care if you ever camped in the wintertime, dude. Look, it's certified 4 seasons. Look at that picture. It means it's cold. All right, it's snowing. The people who bought it, Taz, the salesman who sold it, the person who tried to get us the loan, they all knew we were going to use that as a ski area. It's cold. It's below freezing. Most times 0 to 10 degrees. Don't matter if you've never camped in the wintertime. It's a 4 seasons. There's the picture. It's cold. Okay? The solution to keep the fan on the roof going with a window cracked open to ventilate the unit. I understand this causes to burn more propane, but maybe that's why they give you 3 propane tanks. You can return one each night. But to have the heat higher inside the RV than outside, the condensation will happen. Certified winter. I gotta be laughing at this because it's 10 degrees to -0. And condensation is going to happen because it's going to be warmer in the RV, because who the heck wants to buy an RV and keep the temperature at 10 degrees? As you guys know, I was going to get excited, but this email just cracks me up. I'm sorry the lands didn't perform to your expectations. Guys, I just wanted a warm, dry trailer to live in at ski areas when we ski for the winter. If I had known I had to crack a window open and turn the uphand fan on or keep it to the temperature outside, why not just put a sleeping bag out in the snow? I could be better off in an igloo. Here it is. Brett, look, 4 seasons, cold. Moisture's condensation because I'm not going to keep it at 10 degrees. And I'm not going to turn the fan on all night and crack a window. Actually, I did try that for a day. It barely dried out. I closed it up because it was 25 degrees. I'm like, 25 degrees out, I'm going to open the window, turn on the fan. I opened all the windows and the doors to try and get it dried out. It didn't dry out in one day. We had to sleep that night. You wake up and this is a moisture got. But just to give you an idea, guys, this means cold. All right, this is a 4 seasons. It means it's cold outside. So yes, 99% of the time when you're camping it in the wintertime, the inside is going to be warmer than the outside. If you never had that happen, sorry, even in the fall, you're probably going to have it happen. But this is pretty darn obvious. The temperature inside is going to be warmer. Here we go again. I understand. I sent him an email. Okay, I understand, but did not work when it did. So the solution suggested failed. This is what I'm telling them. I want Paris BRV and Lance to take the camper back. It obviously does not work in the wintertime or what we were told it would work for. I don't want any more excuses of something that I've tried over and over again. I mean, I've tried wiping it up with a towel. I tried opening the windows. I tried turning the heat up. I tried turning the heat up. I even bought an extra heater. I even bought a dehumidifier. None of it worked. I know what condensation is. All right, I'm not a dummy. This is more than just condensation on a regular baseline. This is certified 4 seasons. Who certified it? No one can tell me who certified it 4 seasons. I'm expecting you to work with me on returning the travel trailer. Joanne, we won't be buying the trailer back. This is a manufactured issue. This is a shell game again, guys. We can only do what Lance instructs us to do. So Lance is telling them, obviously, to move the shells around. All right? We can help inspect the trailer and report to Lance, but I don't believe anything is wrong. So, okay, I'm going to take the time to drive it to you, to have you inspect it, when in the email already you said there's nothing wrong. But the funny thing is, guys, I told him, because he thought we were just driving through there, and we may be because we live in Reno. So he thinks we were just driving through, and who the heck? He wants us to take it to some other dealer, make it somebody else's issue. All right. I told him on the phone, I said, well, it's parked right there in Provo. I can have it delivered to you if you want to test it and take it up to the mountains, because it was still cold out. Remember, guys, we stopped living in it in February, and we were up at Park City. So he could have taken it and taken it up and seen what I saw. That's what I was thinking Lance was going to do. I thought when I told him about it, they're like, man, we've got to figure this out. We've certified this 4 seasons. This woman is telling us that it's got a bad mold and issue and water issue, and they haven't even turned on the water system. I thought I'd get an engineer coming out to help me figure it out, but no, I've got the shell game going on. Okay? He didn't tell me who certifies it. We won't be buying back your trailer. It's a manufacturer issue. We can only do what Lance tells us to do. We can help inspect trailer and report to Lance, but they don't think it's going to happen. As you know, this was certified by Lance. So Lance certified it. If I would have known it was certified by Lance, that's like me saying, you know what? I'm going to certify this pillowcase I made that it'll never wear out. I'm going to certify that myself, okay? Like, really? You certified it yourself? You had no one test it? No one tested any of this. They just certified. I'm not sure how to solve your problem. I think when they say certified for 40 seasons, it means tanks won't freeze. We weren't using the tanks. Okay. I would like to hear Lance's definition, though. Yeah, I would too. Keep talking to Lance, but I am not hearing it will work as designed. But what I'm hearing, it will work as designed. Again, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's working as designed. And you're going to see in the next emails, guys, it's really funny because they all say it's working as designed. Which you're going to crack up. You're going to crack up when you see these pictures. This is the mold. Look at this. We've got one that hasn't gotten rusted. Look at that, just one. Okay, this is in the outdoor cabinet. This is after we left it sit. We left it in February. We came back last week in May to see how well it aired out. These are the straps we had in here. They had no mold on them when we put them in there. And I know what Lance is going to say. Well, there must have been water in there. No, there were straps. That's it. That was straps. Okay. Why are we getting this rust? I'm telling you guys, be aware. I hope you watch this review before you purchase a Lance. Okay. Here we go. Now we're back to Brent. Maybe there is something wrong. I don't know. I'm not sure what the certified RV other than the answer above. Utah doesn't have a lemon law. Oh, tell me he's not going crazy with that thought. Okay. That's what he's telling me. So don't even try it. But California does. Not sure how that would work. Okay. Well, I'm going to have to look into that. Find out about that lemon law and have Lance take it back. But then again, Lance is telling me it's working as it should. So it's probably not a lemon. But wait do you see? What do you see what's not a lemon? Okay. Okay. Also in Utah, on the back of buyer's agreement, Utah installment contract of the state, sellers express no warranties. Okay. This means the warranty is between you, purchaser, and Lance. Shell game. Shell game. They sell the most RVs and trailers in the state of Utah, and they will not stand behind it. Trailers are not returnable. You will have to work it out with Lance. I can try to help you talk to them, and you saw my other emails, right? I am being told it works as designed. Lance sells a ton of trailers and haven't heard of this problem. Guys, they haven't heard. Wait till you see this problem. Wait till you see it. You're going to be blown away that they've never seen it before. I thought maybe they hadn't, and I thought this is going to be great. They're going to want to know about it. So I believe it comes down to how you use it. We've never turned on the water. Remember, guys, I know I'm repeating myself. Even if we could inspect the trailer, I don't believe we could duplicate the problem. I told you could just go up to the mountains, go in it, and breathe. I even said, hey, I will take responsibility of any one of your employees who wants to go take a 3-day or 1-week vacation up in the mountains in the cold. Remember, wintertime, Brett, it is cold out there. I'm sorry it didn't work for you as expected. Brett Paris. In other words, I'm going to pass the buck for you. Okay, this is going to be real funny, guys. Paris RV, okay, when we bought the trailer, they told us they have these little caps here, these little red caps here. After we bought it, after we purchased it, as we were driving out, the one guy who showed it to us said, you probably should put screws in here because this is where they expect you to hold the hose, you know, when you want to empty your sewage. You're going to need to put screws in this because the caps always fall off. Now, they know this. They told us that after we had it hooked up and they went through a walk. The caps are always going to fall off. You think for $50,000 they could have put a screw in it for you so the caps wouldn't fall off? These caps fell off before we even got back to where we were staying. They were gone. See this top lid here? There's 3 propane tanks in here. They're small ones. So could you imagine if you left your window cracked open, the ceiling fan going? Guys, you all who have RVs know what a ceiling fan's like. Could you imagine that? Leaving it on at night? In the middle of winter at 0 degrees? But anyway, this is the cap that goes on top. Okay, we were driving down the road and whoosh, there it went. There it went, right down the road. Come to find out, it has just a little teeny clip. So when you hit a bump, the clip turns. And you can say, well, mine never did that. I'm sorry, but if you got clips like this and they're rusted, I'm not going to say that I believe, even though I didn't see it because it fell off before we even got back to the place, that that's a very strong clip. And it just inserts in there. It's not tied down in any way. So the wind comes up, grabs it, and takes it away. These are the little brown caps that go on top of everything. Okay? You know what happens to these brown caps? They all fall off. You find them all over the place. We call them like the brown quarters. We have to always check for them when we leave a spot because so many of them fall off. And you're going to see over here, there's like a little red brake flashing kind of thing. It's just like a sticker they put on there. It's already coming off. And it's been in storage for over 2 months. Remember, we only used it December, January, and by February it was in storage, okay, and sitting in a storage yard, and that has already come off. I'm trying to calm down, guys, but you got to admit this is pretty interesting. So now I get another from Mike. Good afternoon. I understand that you're having condensation issues with your trailer. Condensation is a normal occurrence. It is not a defect in the Lance product. Lance would not be able to assist you in your request of purchasing the trailer back, okay? Because it's not a defect. Guys, wait till you see the moisture, but it's not a defect. I have attached copies of the Lance Owner's Manual for your records and suggest minimizing condensation. I don't know how much more you can minimize condensation unless you stop breathing, because that's the only thing we did in here was breathe. Let me know if there's anything else, anything else. Let's switch that. Let's pass that buck around. I can assist you with in the future. Thanks, Mike. You think, oh, well, yeah, Mike, maybe you could give me new screws that are rusted and give me a top that fell off. But that in the owner manual, I'm sure you're going to say, I didn't hook it in right, and I probably had too much moisture in a dry compartment. Here it is, guys. This is the, now remember, condensation is a common occurrence. It's not a defect in the lance. This mold is to be expected. This is your seat. This is your chair. I pulled this up to vacuum behind it when we were putting it in storage, and this is what happened. Remember I was telling you about the bathrobe hanging in the closet? This is the bathrobe. It's molded. Look here, you can see the mold in the back. See the mold on the ground. See that mold right there? See that mold right there? Moisture condensation is a common occurrence. It's not a defect. Look at this, is by our bed. It's 80% humidity. I'm going to remind you again, we only breathed in it. That's it. Here's the water coming out of the antenna turner. Look, it's dripping down my thing. There's a lot more. That's how dripping down. Condensation is a common occurrence. It's not a defect. Good afternoon. Here it is. Condensation is a normal occurrence and not a defect with the Lance product. They have seen the pictures I'm showing you. They saw them. They saw them. Okay? And they're not going to take it back. Here it is. Here's the bed. You can see the moisture line around the bed. This is a bed that every night we would wipe up this much water, and then it would suck up anything we breathed that night because it was right by the window, so your head was by the window. All this condensation came into it because no, we're not going to buy a trailer and have it be 10 degrees out and keep our trailer 10 degrees so we don't have condensation. And no, we're not going to turn on a ceiling fan and crack a window and turn our heat up and try and keep the room above freezing. And look, this is happening. This is after. This was just after. This is like our 7th week. Look at that, the lamination. Look at all this water, and this is the lamination. But it's a common occurrence. It's going to happen. Here it is again. I would recommend drying the trailer out for 2 weeks, using some additional dehumidifiers to remove the moisture while you're camping. So they're not going to install a dehumidifier. I have to install the dehumidifier. After paying $50,000, more than any other travel trailer out there of this size, you're probably paying twice as much. But heaven forbid you put a dehumidifier in. I'm going to have to do it. And look, that's what he's telling me to do. We did put one in. It still didn't work. Put a dehumidifier in there while you're camping. Then go let it dry out for 2 weeks. But remember, it's a common occurrence in a Lance to have humidity. This is at our bed. This is a great, we put the flashlight there, guys. One thing about it is, you know how you need to get up out of bed? You want to get a drink of water? You don't have to. Just put a straw by your bed. You got enough water there. Okay? You will need to add more if the moisture that you are introducing to the interior of the trailer requires it. So I'm going to have to add more dehumidifiers myself after I've paid for it, because it's a common occurrence and all we do is breathe in it. I don't know what else you could do besides not breathe. Wear a mask and rinse the mask out outside every night. You all know about masks right now, right? So I'm just going to wear it inside. The only time you can take one off. Breathe into it until it gets all the moisture into it, and then go wring it outside. Throw it in the dryer the next day because you're going to go through about 10 of them a night. And yeah, here it is. I want to remind you, if you see this sign, step away, back away slowly. This is it, guys. This is the moisture. This is sitting by the table. Okay, look at that moisture that's in there. And guys, I wipe it down every day. Okay, and I'm not a heavy breather. We are in our 60s, and we have one dog who is 16 years old. Okay, this is the moisture. My husband's shirt was on his ski bag, and it was hanging. It got caught next to the back door. And this was what happened when he pulled it off. It was stuck to it, and all that moisture and the condensation was behind it. It's 61 degrees, guys. It's not like we keep it up to 70 or 80. We sleep at 60. We keep it at 60. All right, because you guys know propane can be expensive, and we add a regular heater in there as well. This is the door that froze in the morning. We opened the door, we shut it, it wouldn't shut. We looked, and that door, the clip was frozen. We unlocked it, opened the door to go in and use the shower inside, because remember, we don't use a shower in here. I came back, I went to go shut it, I couldn't shut it. I had to get a blow dryer to dry this off. Maybe that's what they want us to do. Go around and blow dry it every night before you go to bed. Oh, wouldn't that be fun on your ski trip? Okay, here's Mike again. Matt Buckman. Matt Buckman was the man who decided that he's not going to take it back. Okay, when I talked to him on the phone, Mike Williams told me he had to take it to the upper management team, and he said they're not all on vacation right now, so I'll get an answer for you. And literally, guys, I have the phone conversation. Okay, when he contacted me, it was all Matt who did it. Now you're going to see at the end, Matt sent me, when I sent a letter to RevCorp and I sent it to Paris and I sent it to Lance, showing them more pictures saying, guys, this is just not normal, but they think it is. Matt finally sent me back, and it's in here. You're going to get a kick out of this one too. Stay tuned. Okay? Yeah, this is winter, cold. And no, I'm not going to keep my RV at the same temperature. Same way you wouldn't keep your RV at 100 degrees when you're in the desert, you're not going to keep it at 10 degrees or -5 degrees in the winter. It's not certified 4 seasons as far as I can tell. Okay? Here, this is what I sent into him. I did send an email to Mike. I believe he told me on vacation last week, so I waited. This is when I was dealing with Mike. I was waiting and waiting and waiting to talk to him, and then finally I had to get with their team, whole team again. I had to copy them all on the emails, otherwise I would never get a response. I'm very tired of wiping down wet spots every day and having to load drying towels only to have the moisture come back the next day. But remember, he got this letter and he emailed it back to me and told me it's a common occurrence. There's no way to get rid of the moisture, excuse me, I misspelled that, under the couch. The humidity is 80%. Now, unless I wanted to grow mushrooms and start a small business, there's no reason the thing should be 80 degrees underneath the couch. The couch had, we put the screens underneath there so we could look out, and the screens, we pulled them out and they were moldy. Okay, it's 80% humidity underneath there for no other reason except we breathe in it. Okay? I regret to say I've lost my trust in a Lance product. I've lost my trust in Lance. I've lost my trust in everybody. I've asked Mike on Monday to help me through the process of returning the Traveler. We're just going to play that shuffle game. We're not going to take it back. Okay? I would return or email a phone call by Wednesday. They didn't get back to me by Wednesday, I don't think, but you know, you saw the email and how they got back to me. But I had to start copying everybody, and I went to Pissed Off Consumer, and I did a recording there. Now they won't even help me. I bet you they wouldn't even help me do some screw replacement, because let's face it, that's not a common occurrence or maybe it probably is a common occurrence. Can you believe all this moisture? And Brett said that he's never heard of this before. Okay, it's certified for. They have a picture of the winter. Okay, look at all this moisture, guys. And this is in the bathroom, and we have never used a shower. This is the orange. This got orange way before, right before I sent in the letter the first time. But look at all this moisture, guys, and all we do is breathe in. It'd be different if I saw this and we just took a shower and you had the humidity rising. But the shower's never been used. Okay, I just love how they respond. Good afternoon. I understand you have condensation issues with the trailer. Condensation is a normal. I just love this email. Condensation, you guys have seen the pictures. You're going to see more. Condensation is a normal occurrence and is not a defect in the Lance product. Lance would not be able to assist with your request on purchasing back the trailer. I've attached copies of the Lance owner's manual. For your records, and suggest minimizing condensation. In other words, wear a mask. Stop breathing. Please call if you ever need anything else to assist you further. Gotta love it. Here's underneath the couch. Look at these drips right here. And you can see the moisture right on top here. This is underneath. These are the screens. We pulled them out. They're all mold. We let it sit and dry in dry storage, because we had to go stay at hotels and stuff like that for the rest of our ski trip. And we came back to see how the Lance held up, and these screens were all molded. We had to wash them. And look at this moisture. This is where they want us to you guys, if you've stayed in a camper, you know what it's like. You take the fan, they want us to turn the fan on. Look at all the moisture around the fan. Okay, but that's what they want you to do. That's the resolution to the problem. Turn on your fan, open a cracked window when it's 10 degrees out, because we're telling you to use it. They asked me in the survey. They asked you, where are you taking it? And one of them is to ski. All right? The dealership was aware of our intentions to use the RV for our winter ski trips. The amount of water buildup is way beyond anything mentioned in your manual. I will continue on with my case. And I've asked them, can you give me a different of prolonged? Because that's all they say is prolonged. There's no date on it. Also, who's certified at Four Seasons? Still haven't heard back from them. In the last email, if there's anything else I can assist you with in the future, feel free to ask. I asked for this. They have not sent it back to me. Finally, it became unsafe. We can't live in it anymore, especially COVID and all coming. There was problems, and I wasn't going to put up with mold, and I sure as heck wasn't going to put up with washing it down every freaking day. You asked if it still did not work, and less than 20 out. Yeah, and I did what he asked me to do, and it still didn't work. Yep, I'm asking, who certified it? Four Seasons, still no response. No response whatsoever. This is fun. You go to fill out, this is how I had to get their attention again. Remember, it took them 8 days to get back to me. You fill out the survey. Look at this. Thank you for choosing Lance. Past 50 years, we've worked diligently to provide customer with most rewarding RV ownership possible. Guys, you just saw how rewarded I was. As part of an ongoing commitment of quality, we regularly survey our customers to gather feedback regarding the products. This information will communicate directly to various departments at Lance and will be influence of planning future RVs. What do you think? You think they're going to put a humidifier on their certified Four Seasons coming up next? I don't think they will. Here's the owner manual. Remember, it's on page 59, so you're going to have to really study it. Okay? You're going to have to really study it. Here it is, the product for long-term permanent occupancy. We weren't using it for that. We were using it for ski season. We left in the wintertime because we had to get down to lower altitude. Okay, moisturizing, controlling relative humidity with the trailer is one of the most important steps to minimize the risk of moisture-related damage. Ideally, relative humidity should be 60% or less. Relative humidity can be monitored utilizing a portable, you guys saw mine, it was 80% humidity, and we only breathed in it. Do you see these mold spots here, guys? We went back after storing it. I wiped it all down. We went back after storing it, and this mold had come back already. That's on your kitchen cushion that you're going to sit in. I don't know how you can minimize any more breathing than the fact that you wear a mask or you stop breathing. Cooler surface temperatures increase potential for condensation on the surface of mold growth. Yeah, we're out in the wintertime. It's certified Four Seasons. In your picture, it shows winter. In your survey up above, it asks, what are you going to use it for? I'm going to use it to ski. 5 days a week. This moisture, look at all that moisture, guys. Look, it's dripping down. This is, right underneath here is where your kitchen table is. Right there. Here's some more. Here's another part. Turn off all water sources. We never turn them on. Turn off combustion appliances. We didn't even use the stove. We only use. Okay, they're telling you how to store it in the wintertime. Okay, storage areas are more difficult conditions since areas are isolated from main. So it's going over that kind of stuff. But basically, you can't breathe in a Lance. All right, just don't breathe in it in the wintertime. Simple as that. Okay, this is underneath the thing. Remember I was telling you we put our dog bed in there? I lifted up the dog bed one day. All the bottom of it was all moldy. Now it's a pretty thick, the round ones you can get at Costco. That's what I bought. So I don't know how the heck the moisture got underneath here, but it did. Okay. And this is the side. This is the side panel where your feet hang down. This is the amount of moisture. And guys, it's just not here. This doesn't come here and doesn't go someplace else. Every place in it has moisture. Every place in it. Okay. After you first purchase your new trailer and sometimes after it has been closed up for extended period of times, you may notice some strong odors that feel the chemical sensitivity. This is not a defect in the trailer. Many different products are used in the construction of the trailer. Some of those materials, such as carpet, linoleum, plywood, insulation, upholstery, let off gases. But don't worry about that, guys. It's a normal occurrence. Okay? And who out there, when you buy a RV, or a trailer hand you the owner's manual and go, you know what, we really want to sell this to you, but please read the owner manual first because we don't want to sell you something. Our Paris RV certainly did it. They were so happy, they couldn't get me out the door quick enough. And look, here's some more mold in another part of the cushion. Okay, now look at here. This is down here. I have my computer on the kitchen table. This is underneath the kitchen table. Look at that. That goes all the way around. And you can see it's an exact line that goes all the way around the RV. Okay, now why does it stop right there? You think an engineer could figure that out? Maybe. This is the up by the bed again. These are the little brown things that fall off. But if you notice, it goes the exact same place all the way around, the exact same width at the top all the way around. What do you think that's telling you, Mr. Engineers? I don't know. Think on it for a little bit. And this is what's so great. This is the letter I got from Matt. Okay? And what I really love at the end, if Lance can do anything further to assist you, please feel free to let us know. Thank you for writing and providing us with an opportunity to respond to your concerns. But we're not going to do jack about it. We hope that reading the selected enclosed will offer some help in using your Lance in the future. Yeah, I've learned I can't breathe in it. That's it. While I understand this is very frustrating to you, this issue is not caused by a defect in the way your trailer was manufactured. It is a result of the conditions in which the trailer is being used. It does not cover this issue. They tell you it's certified 4 seasons, but they won't stand behind it when you use it 4 seasons. We must respectively decline your request in the refund. Now, how many of these do they sell? They're telling you pay for ours because it is the best out there. That's why you're paying more money for it. That's why we paid more money for it. But nope, you can't. And here it is, Rev Group, manufactured by Lance Corporation and Rev Group. That's what I'm saying. Be careful of those ambulances and everything else they sell, because if they're letting Lance say that this is this way, you never know what you're buying. Okay? We are all very sorry to learn of your concerns with condensation when using the camper in cold weather conditions. Well, I wouldn't have bought it if it didn't say certified 4 seasons. With that, guys, I'm going to close it and end it. We've done a big recording for 46 minutes. I hope it was entertaining to you. And Matt Buckman, I'll be happy to tell you, you're Vice President, Camper Manufacturers. I think you might need to get with your engineers a little bit more. And forget about if you can assist me further. I've emailed you guys and contacted you guys, and you guys haven't contacted me back. Again, all I'm asking is you take it back, you study it, and you fix the problem. Maybe put a dehumidifier in it, because I'm sure, even though nobody else has said it, I'm not the only one who has mold conditions. If you guys have a Lance camper, lift up your cushions that go to the outside. If you've been in cold weather, more than likely you're going to have mold on it. Please, I just hope that people watch this before they go and purchase a Lance. With that said, good night all.